Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of June 15th through the 21st, and during that time, we'll have a waning gibbous moon, and that's a really good time for self-reflection and rebirth, good time to make positive changes and just kind of get rid of bad habits and negative thinking. We do have a last quarter moon that comes in on the 19th. And that's, the reflection continues, but it's a good time to kind of get rid of things that no longer serve us, let go of things, take responsibility for past actions, and just kind of move forward and get ready for the new cycle before it approaches or before it comes. This will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter, Capricorn. So, of course, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. All right, and your overall message for this reading: you are very close to achieving your goal. All right, let's see what the Capricorn Collective has going on this week. And I would like to say that since my readings are free, all that I ask in return is that you hit the subscribe button. It really helps my channel, and it's super, super easy for you to do. So I will give you just a moment to do that right now while I'm shuffling. Thank you so much. And if you're not aware, you do need to be signed into Google or YouTube to subscribe to channels. There was a time when that was all very new to me also. So some of you may not be aware, just my little reminder there. And also, if you've been a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and helping me build a community here. I see you and I appreciate you. So thank you so much. All right, Capricorn. Also, my weekly reminder this week is that you notice the world around you and pay attention to, things in the synchronistic realm. So, the universe is there offering these little breadcrumbs for all of us to follow on our unique path to give us clarity and just to kind of help us. To me, it's like another language. Once you start seeing that and are aware of that, it's a whole other language that's being spoken. So pay attention to those synchronicities. This could come in the way of repeating numbers. This could be a song that you overhear, or conversation that you're not even a part of that you overhear, or just a word or two, or animals. And I had an animal one yesterday, and this was, I was in my backyard watching this group of blackbirds go after a squirrel that I guess had gotten into a nest or whatever, but they were chasing this squirrel. The squirrel's running through the trees, and the birds were just really viciously chasing the squirrel, and then the squirrel hid in like this little nest that was up in this tree, and these birds were just relentless and very patient, and the squirrel would come out for a second and the birds would attack, and this went on and on and on. I've never seen anything like it. But anyway, it made me wonder why I was witnessing that, and how that applies to my own life, in what situation and where, and who, am I the squirrel? Am I the bird? The group of birds. And so I haven't even found the answer to that yet, but it's definitely given me something to stop and take notice and ponder. So, all right, Capricorn, without further ado, we'll stop rambling and let's get into this reading. June 15th through the 21st. You are very close to achieving your goal. Page of Swords is your present energy. So looks like you're on some sort of new path here when it comes to, this could be your intellect or communication. You've got some sort of new thought or something that you're moving towards. So, I'm not surprised that you're close to achieving your goal. Capricorns tend to be very goal oriented and set goals quickly and achieve them quickly. So not really shocked by that. Your current situation is that, you're waiting for this harvest to come in here with the Seven of Pentacles. So it looks like, you've kind of quickly gone through something. You've made some sort of change. You've planted some seeds, and, you're kind of waiting, again, to achieve that goal. At the root of your situation is justice. So, this is, you're sitting in an energy of just truth, perfect order. This could be about compensation. This is also about equilibrium. But this is just a card of order and fairness, and just facts and truth. So very interesting. In your recent past, is the Fool card. So it looks like you've been off on some new journey, and that really goes with this Page of Swords. So, some new journey, somewhere where you've stepped off into maybe a place that you've never delved before. Is this in business with this Pentacles? Maybe. Is it in some sort of investment or something? Something that's kind of just been new to you, and it just came through as something that's truthful and then the path that you need to take. So, very interesting. What's on your mind this week is the Six of Wands. So, what's on your mind is kind of feeling like you're going to be celebrated for this. Is this um is and I don't, maybe by you, by friends, by someone at work, by family, by your spouse, that someone is going to see whatever this accomplishment, whatever these seeds that you've planted, and see that this goal gets met. And I feel like you're going to have some recognition. So, tarot is a template wherever the situation that you're on. Again, it could be work, it could be with your family, it could be something with your home life, with your spouse, with a relationship. This could be something with investing. So, but what's on your mind is that when this thing comes through and this goal gets achieved, you're definitely going to get some sort of accolades, and that's awesome. What is just ahead of you is some financial stability here with the Four of Pentacles. So again, this could be about an investment, something work related, something money related. That's really kind of coming through here, Capricorn. What is in your advice position? More Pentacles. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Get your recognition, your rewards as this harvest comes in, this new path that you've been on. If this is an investment, if you're comfortable sharing, we'd all like to know what it is. So maybe you invested in Bitcoin at some point, and there's been something that paid off for you. That happens, that's out there, some sort of investment, something where you planted seeds and you thought about it, and it seemed on the up and up for you. So definitely your advice is to enjoy the fruits of your labor, enjoy the success and reaching this goal and having this accomplishment come in for you. That's pretty awesome. What is beyond your control is the King of Cups. So while you do this, you're very emotionally balanced. You are also, when it's royalty like that, it's not only that you're emotionally balanced, but you're also in a position to understand the emotions of your kingdom and the people around you when it comes to this. And that's also the ability to control, to be very just measured. And maybe you're not making decisions emotionally, you have really good control of your emotions. That wouldn't shock me either as a Capricorn. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid is feeling like an outsider. I would hope that you're trying to avoid that with this Five of Pentacles here. Look at all the pentacles adding up in this reading, and really surrounded, you've got some major arcana here surrounding this. So you don't want to feel like an outsider. I doubt if that's your secret desire. So, you've made this investment to make that happen, and I think you're going to be very successful at it. In your outcome position is our Nine of Wands, which is kind of you looking back on this whole process and having, taking the very mature time to evaluate what you've just been through. Would you do it again? Would you do things a different way? Would you change one little thing? Would you do, steps 2, 3, and 4 the same way, but just change step 1 and 5, so that's you kind of evaluating after you reach this goal and this harvest comes in and you enjoy the fruits of your labor. It looks like you're going to do it again. And so you're definitely evaluating for that. What is hidden from you this week is the devil. So I'm very glad that this is you're confident. You're so confident as you go through, and this is, you don't have the devil on your shoulder whispering false truths into your ear and kind of playing with your confidence. You stuck with something that you saw as a plain and simple truth and the way to do it, and you did it, and you're reaping the rewards of that. So I love this reading, Capricorn. Like I said, if it is some sort of investment, let the rest of us know. Maybe, you can leave a comment down below. We'd all like to know what you have discovered. All right. Let's get a final word here from the Soul Oracle deck. Don't push the envelope. All right. So if you're having some success here, just like the card says, don't push the envelope. Let that success be what it is. Make sure you do take this time to do that evaluating and speak up. And that's where we come in. Right? And I am just kidding. But No, really, if you have some sort of investment or if you've had some sort of luck in something and you do want to share and you want to share it with the other people that are listening to this reading, that would be great. We would all love that. So drop a comment if you're comfortable doing so. So, Capricorn, I wish you the best of luck with this. I love this reading. I feel like yeah, you've taken some sort of steps, and it might have even been previous to this because it looks like, this new journey was in your past. This could have been a few weeks or even months ago that you did make some sort of investment. It's just paying off for you. You're definitely getting you're getting celebrated. You're getting to reap the benefits of that reward, and you're being very calculating on looking back and evaluating what you may do in the future with that. And you're also not letting that devil get in your ear to kind of mess up your confidence. You're being very confident and goal oriented about it. So you're very close to achieving your goal, and I wish that upon you this week. Again, if you are comfortable sharing a comment, you can leave any comment that you like. Let us know what you're going through out there. I do appreciate those comments. Also, I'm here every week. I do readings, and if you like my reading, of course, like and subscribe, and it'll help you find me next week. And come back, and we'll see if this energy continues or if there's something completely new here for you next week. So, Capricorn, thank you so much for being here today, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.